it Netflix?
No!
Is it HBO?
No!
Is it Disney?
No!
Is it Apple TV?
No!
Then it must be Tubi. Tell them they're streaming.
Welcome to Tell Them They're Streaming. Hey, my name is Robert, and sitting beside me is a Australian comedian who, at a charity darts tournament, was asked to leave because of his wanting to throw lit cigarettes at the dartboard. This is Richie. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Good acre. Hey, Richie, how are you?
I'm all right, and no, I don't have them because I threw them at the dartboard. Uh, but yeah, just for the uninitiated, uninformed, outside of Australia, like darts are slang words for cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, having a dart is having a cigarette.
yeah.
Richie, how's your week been?
Oh yeah, no, oh, okay. We've gone on too much. There was we have like what it's called, like a brolga around here. Like it's a big, I think then Dave Attenborough calls it in terms of I think he calls it a big fucking bird. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, I wouldn't call it that. I don't use foul language, but that's just what he does. It says, blame him. And and well, yeah, like I went to the other day. I went to get like Uber Eats as was my want, and yeah, didn't realize he was literally right there. Then when the guy went to put, he was a bit trepidatious to give me the the stuff, and about it looked like he was gonna Bruce's his name. His name's Bruce.
The bird or the Uber Eats driver?
He might be named Bruce too, but
Well, that's convenient if he's Bruce 2, and then you
Bruce.
wouldn't get confused with Bruce 1 or Bruce.
No, no. And also one's a human being, one's a bird.
Oh, yeah.
Really
Two-legged kind.
hard. Yeah. So yeah, I thought he was going to come in and steal me a red rooster, and I'm like, look, I like birds all the same, but if he stole my pineapple fritter, there might be some. I'll put up my dukes. Okay.
Is that cannibalism? I mean, I know rooster is not the same type of bird, but they're still in the bird family.
Yeah, I guess so. But I don't know. I guess it's still so it's a question to ponder.
And we shall ponder that.
Yeah, look, you might wondering why I don't have headphones on. It's just because it wasn't charging. But look, we'll make do. We'll make hay while the sun shines. I don't even know if that saying is applicable to what I'm talking about. But anyway, I've always wanted to use that expression.
Is when you're making hay, is that because you got to dry the hay out and you leave it out in the sun and that's how it becomes hay? Or am I just talking crap?
I don't know. I mean, like my whole family were farmers. My last name's Goodacre. I should have. I could easily do this research, but alas, I haven't.
You just have to Google how to make hay.
Yeah. Is that like how to make gravy?
It is. Well, it's a little bit different, unless if there's some dude in jail going, "Oh, I've got the way we make hay at home is, just put a bit of, tomato sauce in there and a bit of red wine, and that's how we do hay."
Yeah.
Great song though. So if you have never heard how to make gravy, it's from a bloke called Paul Kelly. Go and look it up. Absolutely brilliant song.
Again, I made an Australian reference without thinking about international viewers. So we're 1 for 1.
I just like how you not got headphones on tonight, but last week I was all Max Headroomy. So it's gremlins in the system.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, this week's film we're doing is The Curse of Humpty Dumpty from 2021. The IMDb and Tubi synopsis is exactly the same, and it is Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. and he's back in the form of a doll that belongs to a woman with dementia who starts to recall his dark past. We're looking first at the director, who is Scott Jeffrey. He did a movie called Bad Nun, Deadly Vows from 2019. Richie, have you got much more on Scott Jeffrey?
Not really, other than yeah, I looked up Bad and Undeadly Vows. That looks very chibi-rific, to be honest. I would love to do that. You know, Deadly Vows. There you go. But look, it sounds like something that's up my alley. Yeah. If you want to, the quick stops to that. Catherine and her family move into a converted church and are harassed by a religious stalker. Catherine's grandmother begins to reveal that she had secrets that she kept hidden from the local church that the nun returns to every night. So kind of in a similar vein, I guess, to what we are going to discuss with Humpty Dumpty.
Why do these type of horror movies work? I mean, we've got the genre of all different things like action, drama, and so forth. But for some reason, no matter how bad they are, you sort of still come out of a horror movie going, "That was sort of fun." Why is
Yeah.
that, Richie?
I think the horror is a interesting genre. Where I think the weirder the premise or the kind of the convoluted the premise, it's the more bonkers the premise, and you can be into the ride as long as I think horror movies work when they know they've got a ridiculous premise and then they're just sort of going for it. Not as opposed to it'd be weird if they just sort of had a ridiculous premise and asked you to take it seriously. So I think horror's popular because I think it's where more creativity goes to shine, I guess, and in terms of like just you can stretch the limits of what makes a weird plot.
I guess like if you're watching one particular movie and you go, "Oh, well, that doesn't make sense." In horror, it throws all that out the window. It's like it doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense because it's a horror movie. Is that sort of what you mean?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the only other things like he doesn't direct much, but he produces a lot. So but they're all in the same sort of vein. Got Dragon Fury, The Mutation, Kingdom of the Dinosaurs, Fire NATO,
Fire NATO, awesome.
yeah, Nutcracker. I guess it's maybe a horror version of the nut, that
The
famous
de-
ballet.
the ballet, yes. Or it's a thing on John Hopewati. Oh no, he wasn't a nutcracker, was he? Doesn't matter. Do you want to tell the John Hopewati story?
Oh, okay. We're just gonna do a whole bunch of Australian references today. Anyway, oh, cool. Oh man, I've been looking forward to this moment. Talking about John Hopewadi. Okay, so John Hopewadi was a rugby league player back in the day, and yeah, he would get in he became synonymous with a trademark move where he would yeah give opposing players an involuntary prosthetics there. So yeah, they would tackle him and
Dr. John Hopewadi.
they would tackle him and he would just slip the finger
Yeah.
in.
Look, it's a good service, Checking the prostate's very important nowadays. And, you
Yeah.
probably should ask permission though. I will go that far.
But his heart was in the right place. His finger might not have been, but his heart was in the right.
There was that old joke after that had happened where they said because he played for the West Tigers, and Richie's smiling because he knows that's actually my rugby league side. And there was a joke that came out after that about the new movie that John Hopewadi in is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Finger.
He didn't see. Uh,
Alrighty. Scott Jeffrey also is one of the writers of this film. And
Speaking of prostate exams, Scott Jeffrey. Let's get back on track.
I'm pretty sure he's had one. He also wrote a film called Mother Krampus from 2017.
Mother Krampus.
And Sam Ashurst was the other writer, and he wrote a film called A Little More Flesh from
Oh,
2020.
look, look. If that's your name, that's cool. But I am 33, but I'm also gonna laugh because your last name's Ass. It's got ass in the title.
Well, it's actually Ashurst, but
Oh, I
anyway,
think it's an ass. I think it's an ass.
no, it's not. That's the John. You're back to John Hapawadi.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got him on the brain. Sorry.
Oh, that's funny. Some of the cast is Cyan Altman, and she was in a movie called The Area 51 Incident from 2022.
I'd have to double check that just so in case she's not watching it. It might just because I got a friend with the same name. It might be pronounced Sean.
Sian, Sean.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
It's weird. Yeah.
Nicola Wright was in a film from 2022 called Beneath the Surface. Daniel Scott was in a film called Conjuring, The Plastic Surgeon 2 from 2022.
Which I believe Scott Jeffrey had a part in because I just looked it up. I think he produced it or wrote it or something.
Antonio Willems was in a film called Looks Can't Kill from 2022. And Kate Sanson is in a movie called Harrigan from 2013. Now, Richie, it's
Mhm.
time to talk about the film. So that can only mean one thing.
Hang on, I shot a load too early. Oh, gross.
Oh,
Anyway,
Jesus. I apologize to
you're gonna have
everybody.
to you're gonna have to edit that bit out. I prematurely said film chat, and now I will say it on time. Film
Film
chat.
chat. Alrighty. Well, at the very beginning of the film, Richie, somebody is putting together a doll. We find out it's called Humpty.
And I was looking at that, and I'm like, oh, this looks very familiar. You might have, you know, it's very baby oopsie for those, huge fans of that episode.
Pity that she couldn't have had her own online podcast style show making said
Yeah,
dolls.
you never know. Yeah,
She could have married two of them or something or other.
yeah, that could be part of another universe. Baby oopsie. You got baby oopsie. You've got Humpty Dumpty. You got throw evil bong in there. Throw the gingerbread man. We'll have a party.
The mother is losing her memory and starts to have nightmares. The daughters take her back to the country house because she is having issues with dementia. The daughters feel like the best thing to do is go back to their old, where they sort of grew up house out in the country to get away from everything from the city and that her mother's going through. The daughter's aunt turns up to the door. I don't seem to like her very much, Richie.
No, they don't. I mean, yeah. No, I guess you kind of figure out all later on, but I don't know. She didn't fully come across as a bitch to me, but I guess that that you do find it. Yeah, find it later on why. But yeah, that they're very cold
Yeah,
to
and
her present.
it's their father's sister.
Yeah.
And yeah, she sort of I guess wants to be more involved with the house. They go to an antique store where the mother spots the Humpty Dumpty doll she owned years and years and years ago. Mother wants to buy it, but it was not for sale. But then, funny enough, she ends up buying it anyway for $700, which she actually doesn't end up buying it.
There's when you say antique store, it's basically just a house, and it says you go in, and someone has obviously in a just like, oh, fuck it, we'll just have a banner saying antiques. It's just a house with the sign saying antiques on it, and yeah, I don't know. There's not many, not a lot of antiques, but yeah, just that one doll that she recognizes, and yeah, that's not for sale. This is weird. She goes, it's not, she goes to one of the daughters. Oh, that's not for sale. It's priceless. And then she goes, well, that means it's free. It's like, no, it doesn't. It does not actually mean that at all. And she corrected me. It's like, no, it doesn't. It just means you can't put a price on it. It doesn't mean it's free.
But isn't that weird though? Because they did end up putting a price on it, which was $700. So,
It is.
but they didn't
But,
end up getting it then. They went home because they needed to give her the money straight up, and they didn't have the money on them, I don't think.
yeah.
Uh, so they go straight home. But when they get there, Humpty Dumpty is sitting on the doorstep. Like, how did Humpty Dumpty get there so quick?
I don't know. And this Humpty Dumpty, I gotta be honest, he look it looks like Sid Haig. Uh, yeah, it's like Sid Haig. It's like Sid Haig was cast as Tusk in Kevin Smith's movie. Uh, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I happened to be watching Kill Bill the other night, and Sid Haig does a cameo in that film. So yeah.
yeah. But it is very Sid Haig that dog, right? It looks like
If he was still with us, I'm pretty sure he would be proud.
yeah.
Humpty Dumpty just fell off the chair, and while it was laying on the floors, its eyes blinked. Bum bum ba.
Oh no.
In the middle of the night, Humpty Dumpty came alive and walked over to the mother while she was asleep. It opened its mouth and had sharp and scary teeth. This was probably the first real horror moment in the film, Richie. What did you
Yeah.
think of the way Humpty Dumpty looked?
Yeah, look, I actually thought the designers looked pretty, yeah, it looked pretty cool, pretty menacing, and just sort of the way you'd want them to come across, like quite scary. I feel like maybe most of the budget was put into making him look as intimidating as possible. But yeah, and especially when he did sort of, open his mouth, and yeah, it was definitely accomplished being creepy for sure.
It ended up only being a nightmare. Well, we think this whole movie. Is it nightmare? Is it real? We could talk
Yeah,
about this all the way through. I actually thought the acting was quite good up to this point. But
yeah.
then I didn't know if it actually was good or if it was just because they
Yeah,
were English.
I was gonna say you're gonna point that the bit we talked about up there. You're like, yeah, it's like maybe British people because you think of when you think of British actors, you think of high class, but classically trained. So when they maybe do a phoned in performance or aren't very good, do we actually notice it? Or it's like, oh well, it's covered up. 'Cause they're decent because they got posh accents and British and stuff. Oh, no, no, no. There's definitely bad acting here.
So it wasn't Sir John Gielgud's style of acting.
No, 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 no. It was not. Um,
um, the gardener comes over and helps the mother remember what happened in the past. And this was a very important scene, probably one of the more important scenes leading up. Uh, it did make us start wondering what else went on, more so than knowing what happened. But there was a particular line that we've gone, was the gardener involved with whatever all this stuff is going on?
yeah.
And later on, we find out he was. So, yeah.
I like how they're not really. This is dope. They're not really like, subtle with like the things. There was one scene where yeah, they're sitting there. They're playing charades or
Mm.
charades, whatever. If you want to put a posh slant on it, you can. But I'm going to say charades. Deal with it. Uh, and Uh, and yeah, they're trying to get us the film, and they're trying to get us the film, and it was child's play. It was like,
Mm.
oh yeah, oh, it's subtle, guys. I get what you say. And then the doll falls down, and I'm like, don't say it, don't you say it. I said, "Oh." And then the this one of the daughters, Hazel, I think her name was, goes. oh, looks like he had a great fall. I'm like, no, you never saw. Oh, but I do feel ripped off though. I'll give spoil at not one point, okay, yeah, he might have fallen off the chair. Not at any point does he fall off a wall, okay? He,
And
he,
he never breaks. Like,
he never
is it in the
breaks.
nursery rhyme he breaks? He breaks open?
I guess like in the puppet he's already sort of cracked and stuff, but
Mm.
I don't want my my Humpty Dumpty pre-cracked. I want to see him cracked. I want to see him like bleed yolk on the floor on the floor. It was bullshit. He didn't have a. It was not even a great fall. So you fell from a little chair. Okay, that's bullshit. Okay, anyway, I think Hollywood just ruined classic stories like Humpty Dumpty. And it's not Hollywood, but so did British ruined Humpty Dumpty.
Could Martin Scorsese for his last film do a Humpty Dumpty film to end
Yeah,
all
well,
Humpty Dumpty films?
I think he could. I'll pitch it to him.
Sounds good. The mother's memories or the nightmares, one or the two, have become stronger since Humpty Dumpty is back. The gardener tells her a bad incident and why her husband left. So that's something that was going also on in the background. But are things true? Are things not true? That's what we're working out.
Well, this whole movie got really convoluted. Because yeah, anyway, and trying to explain, I think it tripped over itself by trying to explain too much.
Yeah, definitely. The aunt sneaks into the house, and while everyone was in bed, she is snooping through boxes of files, finds out that one of the daughters is adopted. Humpty Dumpty attacks her and bites her into her neck.
Oh no, that's a vampire thing to do, not an egg.
The mother calls the police. They come and find nothing. Everyone is convinced that it was just a nightmare.
What are the
How
police going to do? What are the police going to do? Hey, oh hey, yeah, some a toy egg bit me on the neck. Oh, okay, yeah, no, we'll send someone over.
well, how bad were the oh, excuse me. How bad were the police? Later on, one of the daughters finds the bloody phone of the aunt in that same area. So the police should have found that.
Yeah, you know,
Humpty Dumpty seems like it's come to because the reason that Humpty Dumpty has become alive is because of a satanic ritual. It had a spirit inside it. The people thought by raising the spirit, they would become immortal.
again, kind of like Baby Oopsie.
Mm,
Uh, or another one you could probably make a comparison to it
yes.
Pennywise.
But of course, they don't become immortal, and and Humpty just does bad things.
Yeah.
Some man knocks the mother out just after she tells one of her daughters that she was not her daughter. I was getting quite confused now. I didn't know who this man was and all that, blah, blah,
I
blah.
thought was she he I think she was hallucinating that I think the man was the father,
Her
and
husband,
she's
yeah.
yeah, her husband, because she then because like yeah, you think like oh she's actually getting attacked, but then she sees her own attack,
Mm.
and so it's like okay, she's hallucinating that attack, but then it gets all yeah, it gets weird, and yeah,
Well, then
uh,
Humpty Dumpty stabs and kills the adopted daughter.
yeah,
So that came out of
so,
nowhere.
yeah.
Um, doesn't matter. She was only adopted. Oh no! I wish I hadn't have said that.
Keep that in.
Uh, we find out through memories that that the mother killed her husband, but was probably led by Humpty Dumpty. I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
Humpty Dumpty killed the other daughter, and it leaves the mother still alive with her family and friends dead around her.
but I guess so she feigning was she feigning the dementia diagnosis in order to maybe kind of absolve herself from responsibility, or that she so that she can't potentially get possessed herself. I don't know why did the dementia thing come into play. So, what was she faking having dementia? Was she faking having dementia?
I think she was faking her. I mean, no, I don't think she was faking her dementia because I think she seriously didn't realize that she killed her own husband until she had the nightmares and the thoughts and went, oh man, I killed my own husband. And that's when, you know, she became a bit more evil, I guess. She wasn't the one that we were expecting to be evil anyway. Um,
No.
so what ended up happening to Humpty Dumpty?
I does it even do they say? I don't think that I just think it
It sort of
uh
seems to be a pretty bad ending where we don't know what actually happened to the bloody doll.
yeah.
But
Well, I mean
we do know there's another Humpty Dumpty movie.
there is a sequel called The Cult of Humpty Dumpty, which came out again. These movies mustn't have cost a lot to make because this movie we're talking about came out in 2021. There's already a sequel that came out last year. So uh,
Thoughts, Richie, on this film and maybe some scores?
yeah, look, I don't know. I like the premise. I think the premise is pretty good, and like obviously, not intentionally, but we've done a couple of killer doll things. Not, it's just the way that it shook out. I generally just thought it was like going to be a sort of evil take on like on the nursery rhyme. You know what I mean? I
Mm.
didn't know it had have puppets involved or anything. And then so when the puppet showed up, I'm like, oh, we've kind of seen this, but it's all good. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I think the one that helped Baby Oopsie get a line is because the Baby Oopsie was kind of crass and
Mm.
could had a bit of a sass to her, and had one liners. I feel like
More like Chucky in that sense.
yeah, and I feel like maybe you could have done the same with like Humpty Dumpty, just kind of I don't know, and but yeah, but to make him not really talk and just sort of make him this sort of monster kind of made him more boring in a sense. But yeah, so I don't know. I would have liked to have seen them do more with the character, like to make him more kind of more fun, I guess.
And
Yeah,
it was obvious somebody was in a suit playing Humpty Dumpty because,
yeah.
but it either had to be a child or a smaller statured person in that suit. But how did you feel when you saw Humpty Dumpty just walking like a human?
Yeah, it's like that's weird. I mean, I don't know how eggs are supposed to walk, but I imagine it'd be vastly different to you know how most people human beings get around. So yeah, that is sort of that is sort of weird. Yeah, like I would be asking questions like, oh, is it like a egg human hybrid? How can he walk exactly the same as a uh yeah, I don't know. But yeah, overall, yeah, I guess I wanted to have more fun with this film because the premise sounds interesting, and yeah, there's a lot of ways you can go with an evil doll premise, and yeah, I just feel like maybe we've been spoiled because already seen one which kind of played around with the premise a lot better, I thought, and not that it requires from a horror movie, but it was a bit more
Mm.
gory and stuff like that. There wasn't really, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, it wasn't as many like fun like kills or anything like that either. But look, yeah, you had fun. I had fun with it, but yeah, it also just it took a while for like just it was like it took a while for like everything to shake out. There was a while there. I'm like, okay, how are we getting into the Humpty Dumpty stuff? Hey, how's this a Humpty Dumpty movie? This is taking a long time to get to where it needs to be. So I probably I'd give it as a two as an overall score. I'd give it like maybe 2.5 as a 2B score. I'd give it maybe 3.5, but I would probably I'm disappointed that I couldn't rate it any higher because I think the premise is ripe for fodder, but
Mm.
I don't feel like it delivered enough maybe I had too high expectations, but I don't feel like it met them, and I could have had more fun with the premise than they did.
I I agree with most stuff you said. I thought the cast was fairly well cast. Not suggesting the acting was good or bad, but they all seemed to fit the role of the characters they were playing. The aunt was yeah, quite unlikable. And the two daughters seemed quite pleasant. And we were all worried about the mother. And should have we been? Not sure.
It shouldn't have been. She's, what yeah, I know old people have their ailments, but sometimes some old people are sneaky. You know, you know.
I'll give it a general score of 2.5, like yourself. And as a Tubi score, I'll agree with you. I won't be Margaret to your David. I'll give it
You,
3.5.
you'll be the Margaret to my David on a good day when we agree with stuff. And and then we're like, yeah, that was that was. Well, isn't it nice when we can agree on stuff? Oh yeah. And
It's now time for Let's Get Quizzical. Let's get quizzical. I
who's it
want
cool?
to get
Who's it
quizzical.
cool? Oh look, yeah, I've got my net going now. Oh yeah.
Let's get a quizzical. Let me hear your quizzies talk.
It's easy. Let me hear. Every time you do this, I try to twerk, and it's hard to twerk sitting down. But just imagine me twerking.
Oh, well, they wrote that song about you, didn't they? The Big Butts or whatever.
Look, I feel like my butt's pretty medium. And so people like, if there's anyone out there likes medium butts and they can't tell through about it, I'm your guy. Uh, I feel like it's just right. I'm like the Goldilocks of butts.
You're like a breakfast cereal of bottoms.
Yes.
Today we're doing a quiz of which one of these films are based on nursery rhymes. So it's a mixture of films. A lot of them are animations. A lot of them are short films as well. Back in the 30s and 40s, they used to have a film before the main feature. Well, a lot of these sort of films were made for that part of the whole entertainment. So yeah. So these are all films, or which of the films that are based on nursery rhymes?
Okay.
You get the picture.
The picture's in my head, and I've got it.
I'll give you two films. You just got to tell me which one was based on a nursery rhyme.
Okay. I think I understand.
Okay, the first films are The Itsy Bitsy Spider from 1992 or Down Came the Rain from 1958.
Hmm. So,
Is it
for
Itsy
me to
Bitsy
say it,
Spider or Down Came the Rain?
there'll be first lyrics from the same nursery rhyme, but I'm gonna go Down Came the Rain from 1958.
Whoa, you're wrong.
Oh,
It's actually Itsy Bitsy Spider from 1992, which actually had Jim Carrey doing a voice in it. So
okay.
there you go.
You threw me off for putting like a year for a fake one. That's good.
Well, I am clever, if I may
Yeah.
say so myself.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'll say it one
I hope. I can only live in hope. All
day.
right. The next two films are The Kids in the Shoe from 1935 or A Heel in Time from 1976. Is it The Kids in the Shoe from 1935 or A Heel in Time 1976?
Show me a healing time.
No, it's not.
Yeah, back.
Too wrong. It's The Kids in the Shoe from 1935.
No. Oh,
All righty. This is exciting. This will
yeah.
bring the crowds back to nursery rhyme based quizzes.
Yeah. For too long, they've been out wanting for a reason to come back in.
They've been
And
undermined, but we've proudly brought them back, like you two brought Helter Skelter back.
yeah,
Anyway, bizarre reference. All right, the next two films are The Little Piggy or The Milky Way. Oh, sorry, The Little Piggy from 1940 or The Milky Way from 1940. Oh, they're both from the same year.
I love the idea that you made up a year and you couldn't. You just like, oh, just pick the same year. Uh,
Well, the
I'll
truth
go.
the truth be known is I forgot to write a year on one of these, so I made up a year in my head, and then I've looked over and went, "Holy cockamole, that's the same year I just said."
Same. Little piggy,
So you're going for this little piggy?
this little piggy.
Incorrect.
Oh, come on.
It's the Milky Way from 1940, which was based on the Three Little Pigs.
You want to check that again? I feel like would have got one right by now. Come on.
Not quite. You got. We've had three questions so far, and none of them right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. The next one is The Merry Old Soul from 1933 or Old Soul, Young Heart from 1982.
Come on, merry old soul. Come on.
I'm feeling a bit bad for you. You sure you want to go that one?
I don't know. Are you trying to Eddie Maguire me? Eddie Maguire, by the way, is he hosts Million Hot Seat, kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Sorry, I keep making these Australian references, forgetting how to voice. Look, I'll go that route. I feel like you're manipulating me, but I'll go that route.
All right. So you're going The Merry Old Soul from 1933, not Old Soul, Young Heart from
Yeah,
1982.
yeah. But I'm just telling you want me to say I got the wrong answer, don't I? I got the wrong answer.
No, so, but which one have you gone? The Merry Old Soul,
A merry old
1933.
soul. I'm going to go merry old soul.
Well, my friend, you have got another one. Well, actually, the first one correct.
Oh, cool. But see, you're trying to throw me off the scent here. I had that right.
Yes, I don't own the Collingwood Football Club. Alrighty, the next one is I've got a feeling. I have this strange feeling you're going to get this one, so you're going to be back on a roll. I've got a
Oh, cool.
good feeling in my heart.
In my heart, yeah.
Well, I hope that's what it is anyway. Might be
I hope
into
it's a good feeling. You don't want a bad feeling in your heart.
yeah.
Oh, I don't want you to have a heart attack on stream because I mean for a lot of reasons, but I don't want to edit that stuff. All right, edit that
Well,
out.
it'd be pretty difficult because I do the editing. So,
Yeah, I know, but then if you have a heart attack, you'll be out of commission. And I'll have to edit. I don't want to edit.
I was just going to go indigestion, but anyway,
Oh, okay, yeah, true.
here we go. I'm pretty sure you'll get this one. It's Old King Cole from 1933 or Silly Old Fart from 1992.
Old King Cole.
From 1933 or Silly Old Fart from 1992.
Old King Cole.
You're going to go Old King Cole?
Yeah.
Correct. It is Old King Cole from 1933. All righty.
Silly old fart.
Um, Pail of Water from 1955 or Simple Simon from 1935?
It doesn't sound very progressive. Simple Simon.
Yes. It is 1935, though.
Yeah. But I'm going to go that. I'll go Simple Simon.
Simple Simon, 1935,
Yeah.
is correct. Well done. Back on a roll. I think you've got three wrong and you've got three right. So you're
So
back.
yeah,
You're back on
50.
par. Yeah. Anyway, the next one is Robin Flown Away from 1944 or Who Killed Cock Robin in 1935?
What was the second one you said?
Who Killed Cock Robin in 1935?
We killed Cock
No,
Robin.
hang on. It's not Who Killed Cock Robin in 1935. It's Who Killed Cock Robin, question mark, open bracket, the year 1935, close bracket. Or was it
Okay.
Robin Flown Away from 1944?
I'll just go Robin blown away.
Incorrect. It was Who Killed Cock Robin in 1935. Alrighty. Are you enjoying this one, Richie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the next two are Mother Goose on the Loose in 1963, or is it The Truth About Mother Goose 1957?
I don't know why, but I feel not my something is pulling me towards the truth about Mother Goose.
So you're
Oh
going
my,
for The Truth About Mother Goose, not Mother Goose on the Loose?
no, I'm gonna go truth about Mother Goose.
The correct answer is The Truth About Mother Goose from
Yeah.
1957.
Yeah.
All right. Next two are Old MacDonald from 1947 or Ridley Jones from 2021.
Ridley Jones.
Ridley Jones from 2021 or Old MacDonald from 1947.
Just because it's so random, I don't know who made that up. I'm gonna go Ridley Jones.
You don't think I'm clever enough to make up Ridley Jones?
I don't even know what the hell that is to do with it anyway.
Well, does Taz call everybody? What's the last name that Taz gives everybody
Oh,
on?
okay, yeah, Jones. Okay, yeah, I know, yeah.
Anyway, so is Old MacDonald 1947 or Ridley Jones in 2021?
I'm still gonna go Ridley Jones.
Well, you would be correct. It's Ridley Jones from 2021. I have no idea what nursery rhyme that is, but it was there on the internet, so it has to be right.
That's true. Yeah.
All right, our final one. The Mousekeeper from 1942 or Three Blind Mouseketeers from 1936?
Um, I'll go the Three Blind Mouseketeers.
That sounds like a Disney thing, doesn't it?
It does, and I bet you it's not. The way you're about, you're kind of leading to me. That I bet you got the wrong answer. This is the way you're steering this question to this answer. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but I
Well,
just
I've got so lost. Which one are you picking? The Blind Mouseketeers from 1936 or the Mousekeeper from 1942?
I was gonna go the blind Mouseketeers, but yeah, like you build it up, and I'm like, oh no, I got it wrong, and then I get scared. And then,
Don't get too scared. It's only a quiz.
it might be a quiz, just a quiz to you, but to me, it's a lot more
Well,
than
I'm
that.
feeling really bad for you now. So I'll give you one last chance. I would stick with that one. I'd say with one last chance, is it the Mousekeeper from 1942 or is it Three Blind Mouseketeers from 1936?
Look, going with my own gut here with no prompt or anything.
Go with
I'm
your
gonna
gut,
stick
mate.
with I'm gonna stick with what I got.
You're gonna go Three Mouseketeers, or no, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
The answer is Three Blind Mouseketeers from 1936.
Yay. Got there at the end. It's time for the wheel.
It's
Oh,
time. It's time to spin the wheel of Chubby Cheese.
we got
Chubby
there.
Cheese.
To be cheese.
All right,
Okay.
Richie.
To recap, we've got action, comedy, drama, martial arts, sci-fi slash fantasy. Do you have one of those? Good for you. Thriller, western, suggestions from website Canstar Blue 2, and streamers picks.
Pickies.
Pickies.
All right, do your business.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes,
Are you set?
I think so.
Are you go?
Oh, oh, spinny, 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 spinny. Streamers picks.
Streamers picks. So to get lay of land here, we've got Torso from 1973.
Nice.
We've got Backwoods Bubba
Backwoods
from
Bubba
19,
Ray Dudley.
Backwoods Bubba Ray Dudley from 2021. Thanksgiving from 2008, and Frankenhooker from 1990, otherwise known as Franken Sex Worker.
Thank you, everyone that sends in their picks. It's really cool. Hopefully, we want to start up a couple of wheels of streamers' picks at one stage because that'd be really cool. Got to thank Austin for Thanksgiving, Stephen for Torso, Backwoods Bubba, I think was Fiona, and Franken Hooker, I think was George. So thank you all for sending in your picks, and let's see who gets it. This is where you take over now, Richie.
Oh yeah. Look, I'm just waiting for you to get your shit in. You got your stuff in?
Everything's good.
All right, cool. All right. Well, let's go. Ready? Are you ready?
I'm always ready. I'm Matt Cardona.
Are you steady? Are you steady? Steady though.
I'm going steady with Matt Cardona.
And you go, you good thing. Spin.
Oh.
Spinny, spin.
Spinny Frankenhooker.
Frankenhooker.
Frankenhooker. Frankenhooker.
Cool.
Franken.
There we go.
Can you see it on your screen?
What, the...
Me typing into Tubi?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just see the wheel.
Frankenhooker is there. It's a it's a B movie cult film, centers on a man out to reanimate his decapitated fiance, though the body parts of a prostitute, to find in New York City.
Through the body parts of prostitutes he finds in New York City. So he's creating a dream, a woman from other body parts of sex workers.
From other prostitutes or sex workers, sorry. It's directed by, I was going to say it's directed by Frankenhooker. It's directed by Frank Heinenlotter.
Heinenlotter.
There's no Y there. Is it still Heine?
Anyway,
starring...
Directed by Frank.
Directed by Frankie Wanky. Starring James Lovitz,
Lorenz,
Paddy Mullen, Charlotte J. Hempcamp, and Joanna Ritchie and J.J. Clark. So that's our movie for next week. Or you're moving, aren't you, Richie? So we're not too sure if we're doing one next week or not.
We will play it by ear, but I am moving to another establishment. Otherwise known as a house.
Well, let's hope it's a better living quarters than the one you've got now.
Yes, hopefully.
Alrighty, I think it's plugs and stuff.
Plugs and stuff, yeah. Look us up on Tell 'em They're Streaming on Facebook. Give us a like. Give it, then you can find us on YouTube. Tell 'em They're Streaming. You give us a like there, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to get and stay updated when we upload a new episode. You can also hit us up on the email. Tell them they're streaming at gmail.com. And if you want us to send in suggestions there, we're more than happy to take them, as long as they're two horrific movies. I'm not about to do Star Wars: A New Hope or something like that. That'd be just feel weird. So yeah, as long as they're sort of fall in the bounds of what we're doing here, and I think most people understand what we're doing at this stage, then we'll check it out. As far as just had it been introduced in there. Don't drink Coke before you go on stream. As far as me goes, I'm on tournament fights. On Tier Ranker, their sister show. I'm on, I do wrestling trivia, on combat wrestling trivia, on Chris Cass's Twitch channel, which is Castifer. And yeah, you can find me doing wrestling and movie trivia on John and Pierce Owen's channel, just Pierce Wrestling Co. You'll find that there. And yeah, as far as comedy goes, I'm slowly getting back into it. So you will see stuff coming up here and there. Got a thing brewing in Toowoomba. Got something brewing in in West End, doing a like sort of a gong type show. And yeah, I might be running a couple of my own gigs here coming up soon. So yeah, I'll keep you posted on that. And yeah.
Excellent. Well, don't forget to go and check Richie out there. Go and see one of his gigs. He's actually pretty good.
You sound surprised.
No, I wasn't surprised. I was like letting everyone know how good you were.
Actually, no, that's all good.
No wrestling t-shirt today, so I'm going to pick a wrestler for you.
Okay, no, what I was going to say is my wrestler today is the country of New Zealand.
But I'm going to pick a wrestler for you because I know you'd never wear this person. So I'm going to pick Hulk Hogan. So I want to hear your impression of Hulk Hogan at the signing off of the potty.
This came back to backfire on me. I'm like, oh, I can do a New Zealand accent. Now I'm hoisted by my own petard.
No, that's racist.
Okay, hang on. Until next time, brother. To be continued.
To me.
Brother. And I don't want to rip the shirt though. It's a nice shirt. I got my mom and dad got it for me. So I don't want to. I'll just pretend.
Nip slip.
Pretend it's ripped and you saw my nips. There you go. To be continued.